The fall of the Roman Empire, one of the most discussed and analyzed events in world history, was not the result of a single catastrophic moment, but rather the culmination of centuries of challenges, internal weaknesses, and external pressures. And in order to understand how Rome, the mightiest empire of the ancient world, eventually collapsed, we must trace its journey from dominance to decline. Rome at its height controlled vast territories stretching from Britain to the Middle East. It commanded legions of disciplined soldiers. It built aqueducts, roads, and cities that connected the empire together, and it fostered a system of law and governance that would inspire civilizations for centuries to come. Yet even at its strongest, cracks were forming beneath the surface. The empire's vast size was both its strength and its weakness. For while it allowed Rome to dominate trade and resources, it also stretched its administration and military to the breaking point. Governing distant provinces required enormous resources, and defending long frontiers from restless tribes put constant strain on the legions. Economically, the empire faced repeated crises. Heavy taxation to fund military campaigns burdened citizens. Inflation devalued currency, and reliance on slave labor prevented innovation. As agricultural productivity declined and wealth concentrated in the hands of a few elites, the gap between rich and poor widened dangerously. Socially, Roman society grew more divided. While the aristocracy lived in luxury, the urban poor and rural peasants struggled. Discontent simmered, weakening the sense of unity that had once bound citizens together. Politically, corruption plagued the government. Ambitious generals often turned their legions against Rome itself in civil wars, weakening the empire's stability. Emperors rose and fell with alarming speed, some through assassination, others through rebellion. The once revered office of emperor became vulnerable to manipulation and intrigue, as loyalty to Rome itself gave way to loyalty to individual commanders. External pressures compounded these internal weaknesses. From the 3rd century onward, waves of invasions by Germanic tribes, Persians and Huns tested Rome's defenses. While once the legions could repel these threats, repeated invasions eroded Roman strength, sacking cities, disrupting trade, and undermining confidence. By the 4th century, the empire was divided into East and West, with Constantinople as the new capital of the Eastern Roman Empire, which would later become the Byzantine Empire. While the Western Roman Empire, centered in Rome and later Ravenna, faced increasing instability, Christianity's rise also transformed Roman society, offering spiritual unity, but also challenging traditional Roman institutions. As emperors converted and pagan practices faded, cultural shifts further reshaped the empire. The sack of Rome in 410 AD by the Visigoths shocked the world, for the Eternal City, once thought invincible, had fallen to foreign invaders, though the empire limped on for decades. This event marked a turning point, symbolic of Rome's vulnerability. Further invasions followed, from Vandals who plundered North Africa and sacked Rome again in 455, to Huns under Attila who terrorized Europe. Each blow weakened Rome's hold on its provinces. Britain was abandoned, Gaul was overrun, Spain and Africa slipped away as the Western Empire shrank. Its ability to recover diminished. By 476 AD, the final Western Roman emperor, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed by the Germanic chieftain Odoacer, marking the end of the Western Roman Empire. Yet Rome's fall was not a sudden collapse, but a slow transformation. The Eastern Roman Empire, or Byzantine Empire, would survive for nearly 1,000 more years, preserving Roman law, culture, and traditions. Even as the West fragmented into the kingdoms of medieval Europe, the legacy of Rome endured in countless ways, in architecture, in law, in language, in religion, and in political thought. The reasons for Rome's fall remain debated. Some emphasize economic decline, others military overstretch, others cultural decay, and still others external invasion. The truth is that Rome fell not for one reason, but for many. A perfect storm of internal decay and external assault that even the greatest empire could not withstand. Its story serves as both a warning and a lesson, that even the mightiest civilizations can falter if they fail to adapt, if they allow corruption, inequality, and division to take root, and if they neglect the balance between strength within and threats from without. Today, as we look back at the grandeur of Roman aqueducts, the ruins of amphitheaters, the remnants of Roman law and governance, we are reminded that no empire is eternal, and yet Rome never fully disappeared. It lived on in the Byzantine Empire, it inspired the Renaissance, it shaped modern nations, and it continues to fascinate and instruct us. The fall of Rome was both an end and a beginning. An end to ancient dominance, and a beginning of medieval transformation. And in tracing its rise and fall, we gain insight not only into history, but into the nature of power, resilience, and the fragility of human achievement. The fall of the Roman Empire, therefore, is not just the story of Rome, but the story of civilization itself. A reminder that greatness requires constant vigilance, unity, and renewal, and that history, like Rome's ruins, always whispers lessons to those willing to listen.